Welcome back to a casted game of Age of Empires 4 Season 5, and this is the top 10. We've got SAS and Louie, and they are the best of the ladder, so if you want to see some high-level Age of Empires 4, you've come to the right place. We got SAS playing as the Roos, a very fearsome civ right now on the ladder. On Hill and Dale, of course, you've got your in-base deer, so they kill those for bounty, they get gold, their stocks rise, and on the other side, Louie playing as the English, consistently always good. Have you guys heard people ever say English was trash? Like, no, they're just always good. We know the developers love them, and of course this map could lead to a little more turtley play, but as much as I say that, often this map now, there's only a little bit of gold up here, so players have to come out here to play into the valley, and that's where you might see a little bit of action. Now I'm looking at how this map has spawned. Typically you get this gold like right across the middle, but some of it looks a little more lopsided than it usually is. It's kind of like a cluster over here, and then these two are kind of closer to SAS, it looks like, but it kind of depends on how you walk around the hill. It is what it is, right? It's not like you're going to eat through all this gold anyways. There's so much out here, so usually the game ends before then, but we'll see how they play it. We see Louie actually ran right across, and he's sniping the deer in front of SAS's base. So the Roos players, they might say like, okay, those are my safe deer. I'll come back and get those later and go get these other deer first, which is what he did. But Louie, kind of knowing that, came straight across. Unfortunate too, his deer are dead like out there in the middle. Now, he'll probably build a Kremlin or something out here is what I expect to defend that. But sometimes you'll see players even like push them in with their scouts, right? So something to consider. We'll check in on that bounty here in a second. Unfortunately, the technology still isn't here to have bounty in the observer UI. I think they like hired the Capture Age team to make this UI back during Red Bull Wololo, and then they're like, see ya guys, like contract's up or something, and they just decided they ran out of money. But unfortunately, Capture Age hasn't updated this UI in what seems like, I guess, like last October or something. I don't know. I'm a little sad about, as excited I am about so much this patch, I'm sad that the Observer UI has kind of been neglected, because when this first got introduced to the game, it was like, oh my gosh, this is sweet. This is the first time we saw this was like a major improvement. Yeah, we would have loved to have it at launch, but we got it. And then I was like, okay, cool. This is iteration 1. Like, how hard is it going to be just like to add the bounty or to add the vizier points? Like these small things that like you thought for sure would have made it in, you know, in the next patch or whatever. And now it's like, oh boy, are we going to come up like an entire year and this isn't going to get added? Possibly, I don't know. But let me know if you want to see those features added, because I'm sure you do. And think about all the tournaments and thousands of players watching the game. Like, this Observer UI is the best advertisement you have for Age of Empires 4. You want it to look as sexy as possible. Okay, and there's that Kremlin where we thought it might be, by this deer in the front of his base. And yeah, we see those deer. He's killed those up north. The English opened up with that mill and survival techniques. You see English do that all the time. It's just a way to get that buff early. Talk about another upgrade that's not on here as well, but that's enough of that. We love the UI. We want to love it even more. And look at this. Louie gonna go for the Abbey of the Kings. It used to be the Abbey of the Memes, but no longer. Players are using it all the time. That king, he heals not only the units around him, but he heals himself passively now, and you can use it as an aggression, you can use it for defense. It's just a nice little unit to have. So it's gonna be interesting. Kremlin, of course, those Kremlin gremlins, boy, I hope they get nerfed more, because they just are nasty. They show up on your base and you have to fight them. At least maybe the king can fight them and then go back and heal. Like other civs can't really do that. It's just like free damage you're about to take when these things show up. You'll see them levied here in just a bit, so just you wait and you'll see them run across the map probably, unless he saves them up. Okay, let's pop out for a second and take a look at the current bounty of the Roos. Only 185. That's because he killed some of these. He was able to get his own 2. That is pretty impressive. He did not get to tier 2 bounty, so only 180 bounty. That is pretty good as far as as far as Louie is concerned. So right now we do see Louis continuing to use those deer, and he is training up his king. So the king is about to be crowned. All rise. His honor's about to come on out. Let's see, or his majesty. Sorry, it's not. He's not a judge, but there he is, the king, in all his glory. He's gonna run forward and survey his lands. He's coming down off of his hill. Of course, the nobility live up on the hill, and come down to see the valley. But he's unsure. He's just testing the waters. We do have some scouts continuing to run around, but the deer have all been slaughtered. That stage of the game is gone. Going to be building a spearman, and we see stone. So this means SAS is going for a multiple town center build. Will it be 2 town centers? Will it be 3 town centers? We'll have to find out in a second, but they've both scouted each other. I mean, you can see he's got a scout there. And over on the other side, we've got a stone as well. So both players going for multiple town centers. Of course, the English, a lot of times, they like to drop a second town center and then build that the King's Palace going to the 3rd age, and then they have 3 town centers. And more town centers means more villagers, means more resources, more fun, more wins, right? Okay, but that scout in just a pristine, prime position. He knows exactly. He can sit there and watch and make, okay, if he keeps getting stone, he's going 2 town centers. 2 additional, so we'll see. It does look like he's not stopping. Doesn't show signs of stopping. He actually did, so there we go. That's going to be just a 2nd town center, but look at that. He knows exactly where they're going and can use that intel. But on the other side, we've got the English looking to see where is SAS in his town center. And it looks like he's just going to put it right by the deer at the front. He's got wood there, going to help defend it. It's guarded by the Kremlin. And then he kind of can guard this gold, maybe drop a wall down here or something. So a nice little spot for that. King, though, is going to come in for a raid. And that king is quite beefy. He does have that armor. And does not get a villager, but he's going to delay that town center as much as he can. Now he sees this going on. He's going to be bringing his Kremlin gremlins out. There they are, running across the field. They have 52 seconds to be alive. So let's see what they're able to do. They do 6 damage. So, and they have bonus damage for his cav, which the scout's not going to stop him or anything like that. He knows exactly where it is. He's going to get there in time. The English, of course, can shoot back, though. The boar has been pulled. I think actually, who pulled the boar? I couldn't tell if it was the villager that shot at it or if it was the scout, or maybe he accidentally clicked it. I'm not entirely sure. I think he pulled it on purpose, and there we go. We got the militia in there. They got another 25 seconds, and this is what I was saying. The amount of value you get out of these Kremlin gremlins is ridiculous because you have no choice other than to run away from them. Oh my gosh, I don't know if he killed us on purpose or he just stopped, but like this is just time wasted running away. This town's there. Look at this. What can he do? This is just such a valuable raid, and you know, just as soon as that's done, he's got more ready to go already. And we did see I think 1 villager went down. I think 1 villager. You see all those dead ones. He's gonna take the low HP one home. But here we go. We got spearmen now here as well. So, of course, the villagers, they've got their bows, so they're gonna take that fight. The king has come home to defend his people. Does the king heal villagers actually? Out of combat units. So I would think so. I don't know if I've had tested it honestly on villagers. It would be interesting to see if he goes back here if these villagers heal up. The boar pulled once again. Yeah, it does heal the villager, so I figured as much. Just want to make sure. Okay, he's gonna now go for that boar. Use the king to kill the boar, and then he can heal up. Yeah, he does stay alive with that. That's a nice food source. So this is a lot of food, and he denies a little bit of that bounty if SAS had aspirations of going for that. And okay, so this is gonna be interesting. So he bought a ton. You think about like, okay, what, 7 villagers times all of what, like 30 seconds of them running around, maybe longer. Like that is a lot of resources denied. That's a lot of build time denied. So SAS got some major value out of that, and that is why the Rus are just so damn strong right now. I would think we'll see more nerfs to that in the future, but you know what the nerf I want? I want it removed from the game. It's a new feature. I hate it. I hate it. But Rus players, I'm sure, have plenty of fun with it. Maybe we'll have to try it out this season. Okay, so we've got the scout right now. Taking shots from some longbows have been trained up. Oh, but it does look like an early knight got through, getting a little bit of a raid. Louis really taking some eco damage here pretty early on in the game. SAS playing super aggressively. He's able to get a knight all the way around and picks off another villager. So nice pickup from there. Out here is able to get these resources pretty much with like no threat from the English. He's kind of neutralized them other than this knight, I guess. Looks like he's going to force him to drop a big wall early on, and you know, SAS will probably be happy about that. He's going to be spending villager seconds building that. Meanwhile, back at home, SAS, 2 stables and a barracks. And he's on 2 town centers much earlier. Look at that villager count right now. He's in a nice position. I don't think anything's changed with the bounty. Let's just double check. It does look like the bounty is at 260. Okay, so he was able to get that tier 2 bounty. So he was able to get that buff, so his hunting is a little bit better. You can see that hunter's boon there for the tier 2. And for now, we just have, it looks like one knight with 1 HP running around the back. What is he going to do? Run home for healing? I don't know. Go home, chill. He ain't going back in the battle, that's for sure. Longbow's chasing down a knight. Not a scene you see very often. Louis just using 1 or 2 villagers to build the wall. Now he's going to let 1 villager finish the rest of this. He's feeling confident. But let's see, Knight's coming across mid. It looks like that wall has been completed. Knight's going to be looking for a gap. Let's see if they can find him. The north is still open, and with that 1 villager, he's not going to get it completed in time. So he might kind of regret this. He could have 2 or 3 villagers build this and be done. But meanwhile, he's going to lose a villager, and those Knights are going to get in. Oh, man. He sees it coming. Oh, I think he thought it was finished. He thought it was finished, and now Louis is going to pull off a quick wall here and is going to finish it. Oh my gosh, he is so lucky because SAS could have killed that villager, and he could have done another run around here for a while and really caused some problems. But now he's got that wall done. He's going to be safe for a while, and SAS saying, okay, you build some walls, I'm going to build some walls. He's securing some of his mid-map gold here for the later stages of the game. He kind of knows that Louis inside his base. The king goes down! The king has fallen. The crown has disappeared. It looks like it's Roos territory now, and the Abbey of the Trinity being dropped down for SAS in his base. Where is it? Right there. Of course, this landmark, he can train his warrior monks, and we'll go out there and start grabbing those relics. And he's got some decent map control right now, so perhaps could do that pretty quickly. And of course, it's got some unique religious technologies for the Roos. And at the same time, as kind of suspected, the King's Palace is being dropped down as well. So that'll be a 3rd town center for Louis, which will give him a little bit of an eco boost as he trains those villagers out of 3 town centers. Not only that, it gives him some more garrison space here, right? Because you start training your villagers at your forward expansion, but if the wall falls, only 10 villagers can get inside there. So now you got 20 space to garrison. Gives you a little safety, and the trees are nearby, so pretty nice. But what does Louis not have behind his wall? Well, he does not have any expansion gold. You can see this gold, it's lasting for now, but eventually he's got to move out, and his best next option, you know, it's like what, that or like that, like it doesn't feel great. So I feel like the clock is ticking a little bit, because if SAS can really dominate this map control here, that's going to be really massive. Okay, we got the Abbey of Trinity. You can see he's training up his warrior monk. It's a monk that has a noble steed. He can run out and grab those relics faster than any of the other civilizations. And he also can get this Saint's Blessing, as well as the improved the range of the Saint's Blessing. So that gives extra damage to the warriors as he gives that out. So we'll see if he uses that in battle. You typically, as the Roos, want to have that paired up with your army, giving out the boost. Of course, it requires a little bit extra. You know, you can say micro, but if you just put it with your army, he'll do it. But you got to think about, it's an extra thing you got to do. So something else you got to manage. Roos definitely has a lot of APM needed between the Dark Age stages to the later aspects of this. Okay, so he grabs the first relic. Louis has made another king, and he thinks the king's going to stop the relics from being built. Let's see if he's able to do it, as we've got a little bit of a camping situation here by SAS. He's sitting on that relic. I don't think that's going to be enough. He did upgrade those knights. They're no longer early knights, and the chase is on. The king going to be running back to his inner keep up here. And let's see, we got 2 stables, a archer range, and he does have his first monk being trained right now. So SAS going to be getting a lot of these relics, I do believe. This is kind of how we saw him do against with the HRE. SAS is very good at prioritizing these relics early on. He actually goes for his opponent's close relic first, knowing that's the first relic he might go for. He gets the one that's hard to reach, and if he can get that behind his wall, that's basically going to be his free relic. And I really don't foresee Louis stopping this. So we see 3 actually being picked up right now. He has 3 warrior monks out there. He could potentially get all 5 because he's got this one behind his wall. Basically, this is the only one left. So these relics provide a passive gold generation. So on top of the fact that Louis already is kind of cut off from the gold, it's going to be hard for him to expand. SAS is getting extra gold through these relics. So that's going to be massive as we get into the mid to late stages of this game. Louis, 72 villagers, SAS with 70. And that's going to be it here at the top of the 5th. We'll call it this is the 5th inning, right? We're here in the middle of the game. I'm thinking about baseball a little bit because my hometown Cincinnati Reds just moved up to number 1. They are rank 1 right now, and the Reds have been complete dog for forever. They've been bad for a very long time, so it's good to see our hometown team. Reds are one of the most classic of you know, the Major League Baseball teams that's been around for forever, and it's fun to see that. Okay, so we got SAS killing, I guess, the only traitor that was behind his line. There was a scout in there getting some intel, but not anymore. Look at all these stables. And he's dropping down 1, 2, 3, 4 archery ranges. He has 5 archery ranges. He's got more relics than he knows what to do with right now. Oh my gosh, SAS is just rolling in gold. Yep, Joey Votto hit a home run yesterday. I was gonna go to the game and I didn't because the weather was like very rainy, and I should have gone. Okay, but let's see if SAS will be hitting a home run in this game. Louis moving forward. He's got knights, he's got crossbows, and he has longbows. Out comes the Rus army, and you know he's got the military production to back this up. Apparently there was a hole in this wall. I didn't even know. He might not have known either. Charges through. I don't think that was by design. Did somebody chop through? Is there a villager in there? Did he? I was trying to see if somebody chopped around. I don't think so. I think he just did. Wait. Can't he just run through there? He maybe doesn't want to. He doesn't want to get trapped or something. Okay. Okay, so SAS. He's like, that's okay. I got this gold. I'm going to sit back. He has to build an additional monastery to hold all of his massive relics that he's been able to obtain all. Wait, hold on. I thought he had all 5. I might have spoke too soon. One of the relics has been nabbed. Where is it? He did get one of them. I thought he got all 5 of them. And I started talking about baseball and we missed the relic. Okay, 4 is still plenty good. The king's in there providing all that passive healing. Of course, he's got crossbows in there, but this is such a mass from SAS. It feels like right now he's trying to get his army in position. He's trying to get that tower up to get that network of castles to ideally fight under. He does get it complete now. Is the king still alive? He is. So a little bit of, well, they're not out of combat, so they're not passive healing. SAS is going to clean up this fight, and man, this could be the momentum for SAS to win this game. That is massive. He's already been dominating some of this map control. And when we say that, look at this. Louis, he knows he needs gold, so he's brought 27 villagers to the front line. But how's he going to defend this? He's going to be pushed back, and after he turtles back, he has no more gold from that point. So at least he's banked some, but this is about to be a big cleanup. Lots of villagers, maybe not a cleanup, but there's going to be a few going down there. They make a run for it, trying to get out of there. But man, oh man, no more gold. You know, we kind of talked about this in like the feudal age or the dark age maybe, that like, man, this gold positioning is going to be big in this game. And I think you're about to see that come into play right now. Louis, it looks like he's just trying to get some more military production. You're actually getting that military academy upgrade, which a lot of times you see that because they're kind of don't have enough production. They're floating resources. Louis is spending his resources quite quickly. So, you know, I don't know if that military production is going to be exactly what he needs at the moment, as maybe he'll move to food now or something. We do see those farms coming out, and of course, once English farming is online, it is massive, because if you guys didn't know, English have a farm buff. Actually, you know, you think this is common knowledge, but there's new players of the game. I saw somebody say on Reddit, what's this plus next to my farms? And for the English, they get additional gather rates as you move through the ages. So you can see 15, 20, 25, and 30 respectively. So right now they're in the 3rd age. They're getting a 25% boost here on these farms. So that's what that is for the English when they build it around the mill. So important thing. Okay, Louis still hanging on here though. He got pushed back, but his soldiers still have honor. They're not. Oh, that knight does not. Looks like he snuck a tower up there, but he even got the upgrade for it, but did not get the stone upgrade. And SAS, you know, if you've played this map a few times, you know you just control the gold. You just go back and forth. Don't let your opponent out of your base. They're going to run out of gold. Sure, they can do some trading if they really want to, but that's just in itself going to put you in such a good position. So we see SAS containing Louis, keeping him in his base. But Louis bouncing back. He's got crossbows, he's got archers, longbows, he's got horsemen. He's trying to fight back. SAS's army a little bit out of position. Looks like he's going to maybe take... I thought he was going to take the long way home or something, but he's just sitting there. This English army, I guess, not breaking through the walls very quickly. These are fortified palisade walls. Okay, so not a major threat. When we do see the first sacred site starting to be grabbed by SAS. Okay, walls being dropped down, but SAS snuck a wooden fortress through. Did he see that? He did. He's actually going to use his English villagers to shoot back at him. So a little bit of a villager warfare here. You can see the units just flowing across the middle of the map. Remember, he got that upgrade earlier on, so he's training faster from his military buildings. And it looks like it's like a crossbow, longbow, and horseman comp for the most part. And there it is. This is what you see so often on this map. You get a keep drop in. That's going to secure you some resources. Look at that. He's got 8k gold, 2400 stone, and he even has got wood behind it. So if he can get himself a little pathway of security here and just try to force the fight into his opponent's home turf, he can gather behind that. So that's what he wants to do here, and he's going to be trying. Horsemen on the front line, they're going to be tanking. Those crossbows don't have bonus damage versus the horsemen, so they're very good tanks for this scenario. And he wants to use his longbow and crossbows to try to pick off this front line of knights and those warrior monks. But lots of spearmen have been added in. The longbow is going to be the nice counter to this. Are there Kremlin gremlins in here? I don't think they've been levied in a minute. Surprised we're not seeing them. But the horsemen actually making contact with the spearmen right now, less than desirable, but the keep goes up, and he's going to be able to win this fight, forcing SAS back. And I think this is the first time in this game we've seen Louis in a nice commanding position. He's got a forward base. He's getting some resources coming in. He needs to be careful with his horsemen. Kind of throws the army away. But those longbows, not only is this a forward base, he can get that network of castles, or even upgrade it, get the network of citadels for that additional attack speed for the English. So this is a great position for Louis to be in. And suddenly, English looking like they're in a rough position. He got the gold he needed, waited up, bursted back out, and now with that little bit of momentum with this keep, this is going to be massive. But SAS has immediately followed this up with a trebuchet. We're working on sieging that down. A little bit of a fight over that sacred site. Got a horseman looking to break in on the top side. You know, it was really that horseman transition that really changed this fight. SAS has answered it with spearmen, but that's less than desirable because longbows pick those off quite easily. And now it's looking like English starting to push the advantage. I think the changing point was just when he got all these farms set up, his economy just started going, and he's just been pumping units out. Look at the food per minute he's had. Now, SAS has a quite good food per minute as well, yeah, this is just a slow and dirty push across mid. Can SAS bring down this keep and hold his ground? He does not want the English to burst through here, because if they start to get too much momentum and reach the military production, there'll be a little bit of trouble. He does have a Kremlin here to defend. He can levy. Looks like he's got 15 tickets available there. So if he gets in trouble, he can definitely pull those out. He's trying to pick off those horsemen and just like backing up with crossbows here. A Mangonel actually would be quite nice right now. Is he training one? He is. So look at this. I don't see any springalds. And when you're in Louis' position with a ton of longbows, it's got to be on your radar. You got to be thinking, okay, when's the Mangonel going to show up? Are you going to build a springald of your own to defend? There we go. Mangonel shows up. He will likely see that. Let's see if he gets a shot off, or is he able to dodge it? He puts in the spread formation. He does eat that first hit of it. It looks like he's trying to win this fight outright so that his horsemen can do some damage on that siege backline. So he sticks and takes a few fights there. We do see a keep being dropped down, but it's just like 2 villagers, and he's got his own ram. He's going to stop that. He's also got his own villagers. Stone walls were being completed, but look at this. SAS got in at the last minute, and this could really hunt here later on. Let's see if SAS is able to make anything of this here in the moments, but let's watch this frontline fight as it continues. Knights pushing forward, but now they're fighting underneath the keep. We do see a Springald being trained. Of course, the English, the only civilization that can train siege out of their own keep, so they don't have to build a siege workshop. It's kind of nice. You got forward base, and then boom, you got forward siege as well. So it's a big thing for the English to get that keep down. But 2 trebuchets now up. He's got a Springald and a Mangonel, and it's looking like SAS might very well push back this English offensive, which is going to put the English on the back foot. We've also got a bit of a raid coming here to the north. Can he defend this with some villagers coming to repair? I don't think they're going to be there in time. Down goes the wall. The Knights are in. Oh man, that's going to be massive. We got 7 Knights and 2 Warrior Monks as well, so he can heal them up if he needs to. And I don't really see anything over here that's going to be ready to defend against those. He's actually going to target some of these houses, although he's not a full pop. I think that was an accident. I think he attack moved. Gets in there, going to start raiding some of these villagers. That's going to hurt the food. He's got some food in the bank, but there's a lot of villagers up for grabs, so a big raid. I told you that could hunt. At the same time, though, Louis has held his front line. Look at this. He's continuing to hold on, but for how much longer? These villagers are eating through the stone. 2 trebuchets working on that, and not much of a significant army. So Louis gonna be pushed back. Oh man, he's got a second Springald. He might want to take that home at this point because the Knights can get on that. Both his Springald's gonna be. Ooh, I thought he was gonna get it. He turned around the last second to chase the villagers. Maybe kind of lucky in that regard because those Springalds could really help him in an upcoming fight. That could be massive. He needs to keep them alive. You gotta think about, like, when you're facing against this type of army, you want to keep your Springalds alive to counter the siege. He's trying to get around the Knights to take it out, and he could have escaped, but he doesn't. But he could be distracted with these raids that are going on right now. Look at the villager worker kills right now. SAS has killed so many villagers this game, and that is why he is ahead. And man, this has been an excellent matchup. Honestly, there's a lot of back and forths in this. It was starting to look like English were going to break through, and SAS was able to hold on. And now this is going back the other way. Now Louis in the defensive spot, but English are very good being in the defense. Longbows have great range. You're fighting in their turf with the Network of the Castles boost. So this is going to get a little bit harder. It's crucial he finished these stone walls, which he was able to do. Maybe some stone walls to the south side now might be what we see. Again, being pushed off gold could be a real concern here. And only a palisade wall is on the front line and a ram's there. So this could be troublesome. He also already has 2 trebuchets, a Mangonel, and a Springald. So if he can just defend this, he can start making a push on the main base of Louis. Horseman pushing forward, trying to take out those Knights that are chasing in. It looks like he's cleared out everything on his north side, and he has stone walls, so that should save him for now. But we'll see where this next fight takes place. Spaskaya Tower being dropped down. Where is he putting that? Is he putting it in base, or is he putting it forward? I don't see it right now. Can I click it? No. Oh, there it is. Okay. So he's going to secure a 2,400 stone, a sacred site, and that gold. Kind of this northern corridor there. He's only building that with a few villagers. Wait, it says 15 villagers, but I only see 3 there. Maybe he's got... Okay, here comes the rest. English trying to drop a keep. That must be from a while ago, because right now he is busy. Honestly, if I was him, throw a wall down here. Just stop, because you know he's going to do this. He's going to get in, he's going to run by. But... front line starting to look good. He's got those ironclad man-at-arms, and of course these are some of the best man-at-arms in the game. They got, look at all the armor they have. They are very, very strong. So let's see what happens here. SAS moving up towards the Imperial Age. Louis got to make a move because as Streltsy start coming out, this is going to get a little harder. We see siege units immediately picked off on both sides, but the Mangonel still stands. He needs to take that out, otherwise his range units will just get absolutely wrecked. But Horsemen running out. He's got the military production behind it. Keep being built, but only with 2 villagers. Can Louis take a nice little fight here as SAS hits the next age? Could be nice. The Sacred Site victory is now a factor, but Louis with these man-arms able to actually break through the line, tank enough damage, and it looks like this is going to be a great fight, cleaning up all of the siege from SAS. Probably less than ideal as he hits the Imperial Age. Also to note, SAS, low on resources. He did just queue up a lot of expensive techs, of course, and has a lot of the units in queue to replenish. But that English eco, it is going strong. Those farms don't stop working. He is working on this. Can he stop this keep from going up? I think it's going to finish, it looks like. How many villagers are left on that thing? Oh my gosh, is he going to stop it? No way. No way, there's one left. Oh my gosh, this keep was almost done. Look at this, 400 HP left on it, and he stops it. This is a massive hold for Louis. They will write stories about this great battle, but can he get it? He brings more villagers forward, but not enough. Oh my gosh, still stops it. Where's the rest? He hits the panic button. We've got the levied militia coming out, the Kremlin gremlins. He's bringing everything to try to siege this down. Can he stop the keep? Oh my gosh, look at that. It was so close. Here comes another 3 hero villagers. Louis got to be watching it. Will he kill them? It is so close to being completed. Oh no, you think you would target him with the longbows? He gets 1. He gets a second one. Can he get the last one? The keep is almost done. He doesn't get it. Oh my gosh, but I think he will ultimately hold. But it was certainly a big effort from Louis there. Walls himself up behind this. But now we got bigger problems. SAS in the 4th age. Upgrades rolling in. Streltsy starting to hit the battlefield. And now look at this Kremlin gremlins. They're running in. They still got another 5 seconds of life. They're like a cicada. They're here for a little bit and then they're gone. And they're super annoying, right? They're exactly like a cicada. Yeah. Does everybody have cicadas where you're from? We get them like every so many years. They pop up. They're crazy bugs. I don't know if they're worldwide. I don't know all of the history on the cicadas, but yeah, they're crazy. Somehow we were supposed to have them last summer, and for whatever reason, they didn't spawn in my neighborhood. I got lucky. But okay, Louis. Okay, there we go. Berkshire Palace. This thing's got a Gatling gun on the top of it, or it might as well. This landmark is it is so good. It is an amazing landmark. Should hold his front line for years to come. This thing will be standing. You can guarantee that. So the lines are drawn. Ideally, SAS wants to get this sacred site so that he can start that timer, because that is, of course, a win condition. We passed the 30-minute mark, and man, this has been... You would think this is the tournament game. This is just a live ladder game. These players duking it out. Who's going to win? You'd think SAS, looking at where we're at, but man, I never estimate English, and I never estimate anybody in the top 10. This could go anywhere. Gold going to be a major factor. We do see that Louis got some gold down here still in the bank, so he's not out of this yet. But those mangonels, once again, being an issue on the front line. But look at this keep now. Oh my gosh. Nothing is more triggering than seeing this landmark complete and being like, oh my gosh, what do I do against this thing? I mean, I honestly, anytime I see this landmark, I just think in my head, like, all hope is lost. Like, there ain't no way we're breaking this position. And you just see it shredding everything. It just continues to shoot. These longbows, they have been stretching every day for this moment to just fire this ridiculous volley out of like one corner of the keep, mind you. Out of this, I don't know how they do this, but they've got advanced longbow technology. They are shooting those out. Maybe there's a machine just spinning, shooting them out. This whole thing is, each of these are actually just filled with arrows. Okay, but SAS, all joking aside, has broken through. And with these horsemen tries to do a little run by. Look at this. He's trained up some rams. Was going to go for a push, but it looks like Louis had other plans for, or SAS had other plans for those. Okay, so we continue to have longbows kiting back. Streltsy fighting underneath the Berkshire Palace. He's also getting burning oil, boiling oil, which is just massively good at defending. So these rams will start actually to take on damage from that as it completes in another 2 seconds. Can SAS take out the Berkshire Palace? Louis hit the 4th age. Upgrades still working on it. He's trying to get his longbows upgraded. Horseman starting to go for a little bit of a run by. Will he build a wall or something here? Maybe make the Roos pay for it too. You know what? I thought it would start to pour oil on the battering rams, but I haven't seen any come down yet. I don't know the exact timing on how that thing works. Okay, so it's looking like Louis going to hold. Imperial Age English, very good. Same thing for the Rus. Personally, I usually would rather be English probably in this position. So look at this. Look at the range. Oh, it's just gross. It shoots so fast. Realism, right? Realism. I think I need to do another like a landmark tier list. Like this would be like S+ landmark for defense. Maybe we could have different categories. Yeah. Okay. So the dust settles. 35 minutes hits, and both of these players still going at it. We can see the population almost at the top for Louis, and Louis has been in some tough positions here, I will say. Continues to fight, continues to hold. Definitely has the stamina to play the civilization. And now we see horsemen being spammed on the front line, but we've got spearmen, and if he starts to add a few man-at-arms in there as well, this is going to make it very difficult. You can see he's actually getting his elite upgrade for his man-at-arms. Even longbows in this late stage of this game, they can take out the horsemen. And with this, Louis starting to fight back. Let's look at the gold update. Still plenty up for grabs on the map, of course. Sacred Site victory was on the table, but once again, Louis is going to stop it. What a great play. We do see that boiling oil being poured out, but that battering ram, it's a tough cookie. It's got metal plates on the outside. It looks like it's just wooden, but when it turns and shines in the sun, you know, it's fire resistant. Okay, 2 mangonels though could be very good against this ranged army. He does back up. That keep will likely be surviving thanks to the 25 villagers that have arrived at the front. Streltsy defending as well. And okay, Louis though starting to get these upgrades in. He's getting the arrow volley. So this is a unique upgrade for the English. It's ability for the longbows. When it's activated, their time to attack by +1 second for a duration is 6 seconds. So it reduces their time, so they shoot even faster. So it's a very nice Imperial upgrade for the longbows. But look at this. SAS is just like tried to just pin him in. Look at the perspective of the player. Like Louis can only see this. Look at this. All he sees is like stone walls and springalds and keeps, and look at that. Like this is what he is staring down. Only the walls stand between him and that Rus. But the fight continues to be here in the middle of the map. Man-at-arms just going in there trying to take him out. He needs a springald or something, but look at this. 2 bombards were trained. He's actually going to go for that keep, but he needs to be able to defend against any horsemen that might run through. He's jammed his units in there, but I don't think it's been enough to take this fight. Those Streltsy are very, very good at taking out man-at-arms. But not good enough. They are tanky boys, and it does look like they broke through for a second, but he was able to hold it. Of course, he pushes into the Berkshire Palace. Bombard is going to shoot at maybe a few units, but not a lot for now. So this fight getting more and more dire for the English, but you know, 2 bombards can do a lot of damage if he's able to take a good fight. That's what it's going to come down to. Look at the destruction value of the 2 players. Louis has been trading more efficiently, probably mostly thanks to some of this stuff. But in the end, it's been relatively close. You can see the villager raids have been massive, double the amount here for SAS. But they're both sitting on a healthy amount of vills right now. Population-wise, both sitting at about full population. So it's just going to be a matter of military composition and micro. It's just down to battling it out, especially as these late game techs come in. You know, how do they control their armies? What are the compositions they use? And who's got the stamina as we get into the later stages of this game? His landmark really going to be helping a lot. He's keeping these bombards back, which is a very smart move. Longbows can even start to pick off some siege within enough numbers. You can see the arrow volley we talked about early on is available there. And SAS says, screw it, we're dropping a second keep. He grabs the sacred sites once again. 10 minutes, he'll be his victory. But the Rus army continues to flood across. You know what I see right now at the top of the screen? The food numbers have dropped around below 1,000 at times, which is at these later stages of the game can be an issue. Actually, wood for Louis could be problematic. Let's see, does he have enough? This is what I was thinking. Look at this. He's chopping out of this wood. Okay, he still does have this available. He might want to take out that wooden fortress down here. He's got some wood available there. So he's still got wood available for now, because that is a real concern. You can run out of wood in the uber late stages of the game. Okay. Louis continuing to defend. It just seems like SAS is getting inch by inch of more land, but taking out this landmark is a tricky business. When you're sitting at 200 pop and you're like, okay, I needed all these springalds, I need these mangonels, but like, oh, what the heck? You see that visual bug? It looks like they're like sunk down in the ground. Like, okay, he's got all this, but how's he siege this? You know, that's the tricky part in the later stage of the game. What's your unit composition? Do you cut back on villagers? He's got all the springles in the world, but springles aren't helping him fight this, right? He's trying to kill the bombards, and there's 3 of them. So, and just paid off right there. It gets 1 bombard snipe. Gold low for Louis right now. Now Louis fighting under 2 keeps. This is not a sustainable spot to really be in. So honestly, SAS, you know, we said, how does he take down the landmark? And you know what the answer is? He doesn't. He doesn't have to. He's got all 3 sacred sites. He just waits them out. 8 minutes. If he can hold these grounds, he wins. So he can just focus on mangonels and springles, playing kind of what I would call like the prevent defense, right? So he's playing D right now. He doesn't need to go in there. He needs the English to come out. And he's playing right into his hand. This is the meat grinder. So he wants him to fight into this, and we see more production being dropped on the front line. These outer spots, what do you think? How's he going to shore him up? Well, the south one, he's got a stone wall. Very unlikely that Louis is going to break in here. North side, stone wall. And you might say, stone wall. Now, hold on a second. I thought this was the roost. Well, that's why he went for the Spitskaya Tower. The Spitskaya Tower unlocks stone walls for the roost. This wasn't always a feature of AoE4. They added this later on. So yes, the roosts do in fact have stone walls, and he is using it to shore up the north. And I think he might have sealed his victory condition. 7 minutes remain, but Louis is going to need something big if he's going to break through here. Maybe making use of some trebuchets. I don't even know. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It's going to be a difficult battle for him at this point. But anything's possible. He's going for a bit of a run by, but what is he going to find? Oh, he does find all the springolds. Oh man, bombards going around the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 springolds go down just like that. Can he kill the bombard? He's going to try to get one more shot off. He doesn't get it. Going to repair it. And you know, we said, well, there's no way he's getting through these walls. Well, you can just see how wrong I was, because here comes that bombard. He's going to try to break that down and hit the weak spot of the roost. And the real question is, you know, how aware of it is SAS? I do see some villagers building these stone walls. He might see this attack notification and know he needs to do something. He does have a keep there to defend, so this isn't a done deal yet. But it does at least, you know, take the Eye of Sauron off the middle. You know, if you should say, if you're Lord of the Rings fans, distract him down in the south, and then maybe he can make some effort here in the middle. And right now we see lots of rams coming out. Louis, multiple rams. We got mangonels, but nothing really to kill him for right now. And he is working on those keeps. Louis really wants this, and you can tell it. He is hungry. Horseman going to run by. Can he kill those mangonels? If he can, that's really going to help out his army out here in the front. We do see a lot of man-arms in there, but of course English man-arms, they say, you measly peasants. They're chat-at-arms, iron chat-at-arms, but the rams do go down, but he's able to kill 1 keep. Meanwhile, down the south side, the Great Bombard begins. Well, it's not a Great Bombard. That's reserved for the Ottomans. But we do see a stone wall starting to go down here. And what is going to be his plan next? I was like, what? I thought this was like the friendly fire at first. No, it was this keep firing back at this. Okay, so SAS knows what's coming. He knows what's coming. 6 minutes and 45 seconds left. It was looking like for a second he was about to take control of this middle, but unable to get the job done. Retreats back behind the safety of his palisade walls. Anything up on the north? We have 1 bombard going to try to do something there, but yeah, that's a long road. That's a long road, and time is of the essence now. There gets to be a point you can think like, okay, he can just repair that forever, or he can just throw 100 villagers on it and hold to the last second. You know, it gets there towards the later stages of this game. So It's looking all but one but for SAS. Can Louis do something? He's fought for 45 minutes to die like this. Look at this. He's making it look so weird. He does now have a Springald. Yeah, some nice pickups there. Streltsy come out. Of course, great for dealing with these man-arms. Down the south side, some horsemen were brought out, but he did break a hole through the wall, and just one bombard is starting to work on this. Does he repair it? Oh, he's too busy microing in the middle. I feel like this could be a little bit of something he was going there, maybe a better chance. But what is this? We've got knights in the base. Oh, how did they get through? Did they come through mid? They must have done a run by or something, right? Yeah, I think that's what they did. Okay, so man-arms coming through. It's looking like Louis focusing on this side. But as he focuses on the side, does SAS push mid, or does he just say, no, I just want to hold my sacred sites? So it's getting close. 5 minutes left on the sacred site timer. South side, it looks like he's held that for now. A few villagers did die. Louis has lost a fair number of villagers, but this is the stage of the game where you think about it. Is it more valuable to have villagers or to have a higher military population if you can afford it? If you have more military pop, you can overwhelm the opponent's army, and when you're the one trying to make a big military push, you know, it could be a wise move. We see the man-arms coming through right now and actually clearing some pop space for SAS. Another keep being dropped. Can he get in place to stop that? Or even better yet, can he just stop the sacred site right now? Where is the army of SAS? Nowhere to be seen. Is he pushing mid? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's a kind of a hold down here in the south. So he distracted them down there. And now the man-arms are standing on the sacred site. They're going to kill those villagers. The keep will go up though. And of course there is that Spaskaya tower shooting, but these man-arms can hold for a long time. But can they hold for long enough if he can just bring units and sit on that? Oh my gosh, is he going to get it? Oh my. Oh, the timer has started. Down it goes, but he brings horsemen on it to stall. Out of the battle rages on across mid. Down on the south side, horsemen not doing a whole lot. So I'm going to watch this for a second to see if he's able to get it. Those villagers are just standing there T-posing, saying, nope, you're not going to get me. So the clock keeps on ticking. He gets another keep up. It was just looking like maybe this was his ticket to victory. I think he was just hoping it was a distraction as he focused his micro efforts mid. But SAS, he's held very, very strong here. Wow, this has been a hell of a game. And with that, loueMT taps out SAS, takes the victory with the Roost in an over 45-minute game on Hillendale. This is Season 5 Age of Empires 4 at its finest. If you've been around for the whole ride, I hope you've enjoyed. For those you watched on YouTube, leave me a comment below. And if you want to see more content, build orders, casted games, music, memes, whatever it is, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.